Hi, my name is Kaushik. My my presentation for this continuous assessment is on game day nutrition for cricket athletes. Cricket is a unique sport played with different physical demands which consists of three different roles like batting, bowling and fielding. Cricket can be played as different formats, for example, multi-day cricket, one-day cricket and T20 cricket. Multi-day cricket is a format played for 4 to 5 days. One-day cricket is played for 50 overs and T20 cricket is played for 20 overs. These all formats requires different demands and therefore different nutritional needs. Cricket requires different demands of fitness such as good cardiovascular and aerobic engine. Speed for batters to run between the wickets and the fielders to sprint to stop, run and stop a ball, and the speed for bowlers to deliver a ball at maximum speed. These are the qualities required for this sport. Even strength is also an important factor to how hard a batsman can hit or how fast a bowler can bowl. This sport consists of low intensity activities mixed with high intensity bursts. Bowlers need to deliver the ball, which places a high demand of repeated efforts over extended periods of time. Locomotor demands. Locomotor demands of cricket depends on the role of the player like bowler, batsman and all-rounder. These are the categories in the cricket. Locomotor demands also vary on game format and match contexts as well. Players involved in vast range of movements like sprinting, running between wickets, lateral movements, decelerations and acceleration capabilities. For example, fast bowlers runs at 20 kilometers to 30 kilometers per hour, often repeatedly with intermittent breaks. The way these demands on the sport, nutrition becomes very vital and right nutrition strategies can significantly enhance performance and recovery during the matches. Athlete. The role of the athlete is a fast bowler with age of 25 years old, height having 5 feet 7 inches. His weight is of 68 kilos and his fat percent is 15% of body fat, which is ideal for a cricket athlete. His daily activity is he bowls for every day, which covers almost 10,000 steps on average each day, which is very optimal for a healthy individual. Areas to improve. As the athlete has inadequate dietary intake and no knowledge about sports nutrition, he needs to improve on the selection of the food and timing of the food. He needs to maintain his body weight throughout the season without losing much muscle mass. He also needs to improve on the recovery throughout the season, which is lacking. The goal of the practitioner is to help the athlete in educating the proper nutritional guidance and to help in his foundation for his performance and maximize his recovery on the match days. Despite the athlete's individual goals, the nutritional demand should also be considered. The critical area for improvement is endurance. Matches, especially like these formats, one days and multi day formats, can be extended for hours. So, players should sustain for long hours with full energy and focus throughout the day. Giving specific meal options for the game day fueling can help athletes better understand the follow the dietary options. It's important to provide specific time frames on game days on what to eat and when to eat with a specific nutritional guidance. As cricket has a huge demand on aerobic endurance, effective fueling is crucial for cricket athletes to meet their physical demands. Carbs has been primary fuel source for most of the sports during moderate and high intensity exercises. However, the amount of carbohydrate requires and varies depending on the format of the game and the role of the individual as well. For example, carbohydrate carbohydrate intake should be around 6 to 10 grams per kg of body weight. while as the protein intake should be 1.2 to 1.7 grams per kg body weight. Athletes should be consuming at least of 20% of total calories from the fats. Fats provide essential fatty acids and vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and K. The athlete should be consuming around the male athlete should be consuming around 3.7 liters of fluid intake per day. Along with that, 20 to 30 MEq of sodium and 2.5 MEq of potassium, along with 5 to 10% of carbohydrate drink should be consumed in order to replenish electrolytes, which keeps the athlete very hydrated. Athletes should be consuming 1.5 liters of fluid along with electrolytes for each kg of body weight lost during the match. On the match day, cricket players should be hydrated and fueled enough for the demands they has to face in the match. The start time of the game will heavily influence meal timings and amount of food consumed as well. Often in cricket, start time can be around 11 a.m. or earlier, and even around 1 p.m. sometimes. More often, that not a T20 game will be starts around at the time of 7 p.m. So different formats starts at different timings. So the meal timing is very crucial when it comes to cricket. Well, before 4 hours of the competition, 1 to 4 grams of carbohydrates along with 0.15 to 0.25 grams of protein should be consumed per kg of body weight. 5 to 7 ml of water will be adequate for the athletes 4 hours before the competition. 2 hours before the competition, 1 gram of carbohydrate per kg per body weight should be consumed, along with that 20 to 30 MEq of sodium per liter and 2.5 to 2 to 5 MEq of potassium per liter, with 5 to 10% of carbohydrate intake should be consumed. Coming to less than an hour, 0.5 grams of carbohydrate per kg body weight should be consumed, which should be mostly in the liquid form for fast absorption. During the match, 30 to 60 grams of multiple type of carbohydrates along with 200 to 400 ml of fluid should be consumed. Post-match is an important factor for recovery. So 1 to 1.2 grams of high glycemic index carbs should be consumed during the first 4 hours after the match, which is very crucial for an athlete to recover. Aiming for 0.24 to 0.31 grams of protein per kg body weight or at least 40 grams of protein is recommended post game for better recovery and muscle to repair from the muscle breakdown that has caused throughout the match. This is the infographic I have made for the athlete. So we can see the meal samples, for example, in a 4 hours before the game. Consuming egg white sandwich along with 2 egg whites and 2 pieces of white bread gives you approx 72 grams of carbohydrates, 17 grams of protein, and 14 oz of water. Same as 2 hours before the game, the meal sample is 2.5 cups of boiled plain potato or 2 mini baguettes with 1 tablespoon of jam with 8 oz of sports drinks. So this contributes around 66 grams of carbs to 72 grams of carbs, along with 8 grams of protein and 8 oz of fluids. Post match, which is very important for recovery, 1 to 1.2 grams of high glycemic carbs, which was already mentioned, along with 0.24 to 0.31 grams of protein. So the meal sample for this would be around grilled chicken with 150 grams of breast or 1 cup of cooked white pasta with 1 large apple, which contributes to 65 grams of carbohydrates with 40 grams of protein. In conclusion, nutrition is a very important factor in enhancing performance. Understanding demands of the sport and giving the right nutrition for athletes based on their needs and timing of the nutrition is essential for the optimal performance and recovery. Athletes should focus on right amounts of proteins, carbs, and hydration to sustain energy levels during prolonged matches. Customized nutrition, including meal timings and specific food choices, can significantly improve overall performance on the field. By maintaining these nutritional aspects, educating athlete and providing proper guidance helps the athlete peak the performance throughout the season. Thank you.